Hello everyone, Chatmak here with a Survivor Series prediction video. What you're watching now is a triple threat match for the WWE Championship between CM Punk, Ryback and John Cena, simulated using WWE 13. I was CM Punk, I played against the AI on Legend difficulty. It's a pretty good match. Enjoy watching it while you listen to me talk about stuff. And yeah, basically that match is going to happen in a couple of days at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. And I thought I'd predict the outcome, as I will with, well, most other matches on the card. So CM Punk has been WWE Champion for very nearly a year now, if he retains there. His 1 year anniversary for holding the WWE Championship will be the next night on Raw, which I think is coincidentally cool. And I think it'd be amazing if CM Punk managed to hold the WWE Championship for a whole year. I think it'd be even more amazing if he made the calendar year. So from the beginning of 2012 to the end of 2012, I think that would be really special. But I'm a big fan of his title reign. I was a fan of him as a tweener, I was a fan of him as a face. I'm still a fan of him now that he's a heel, although I was generally against its heel turn because I knew they were only doing it because they wanted to get fans on Cena's side. But nonetheless, he's made his title reign very entertaining all the way throughout, despite all the changes in his character. All his feuds are entertaining. He's even putting Ryback over. But yeah, story is, Cena had a few matches against Punk, one of them ended in a draw, and then at Hell in a Cell, Vince McMahon picked Ryback instead, and he got screwed out. So now both men are getting the chance that they deserve at the WWE title against CM Punk. And I don't mind the prospect of this match. You know, it makes sense. Cena, Punk, Ryback. What I do mind is the fact that this traditional Survivor Series elimination match they had planned before that made more sense, in a way, because on one hand, makes this special because CM Punk has to defend his title to reach the 1 year mark in his what was possibly his toughest challenge yet. But on the other hand, it did really make sense to have Punk and Foley arguing with each other, setting up teams, have Ryback on one team, Punk on the other team, have Ryback as the sole survivor heading into TLC, winning the match, and then getting a title shot at TLC against Punk. And then suddenly they just switch things around. I mean, first of all, it made sense. Del Rio on one side, Orton on the other, they're feuding. Miz on one side, Kingston on the other, they're feuding. Rhodes Scholars on one side, Team Hell No on the other, they're feuding. And then Ryback and Punk. Whereas now, they've sort of taken Miz out of Team Punk. So, despite the fact that he's feuding with Kofi Kingston, he's now going to be on Kofi Kingston's team. And replaced him with Wade Barrett out of nowhere. And then they put Ziggler in there. Ziggler, who has nothing to do with the feud that was going on between Punk and Mick Foley. What's Ziggler's problem with Foley? Nothing. He's just captaining a team for the sake of it. I like Ziggler and everything, but it's a little bit out of the blue, you know? And then, I didn't watch it, but apparently on main event, after Miz had a match with Kofi for the Intercontinental title, Miz offered a handshake and Kofi just sort of kicked him in the face or something. I mean, that's not really a face turn for the Miz. That's more of a heel turn for Kofi, if anything. Yeah, Miz is the one that's switching sides, and it makes no sense. Because he got kicked in the face, Miz isn't going to be thinking, alright, I've got to be a good guy now. You know? If anything, that gives him less incentive to want to be on Kofi Kingston's team. So this sort of face turn type thing doesn't really make sense. Although I am for it. I mean, Miz is great as a heel. He's great on the mic. He can get heat. He's fantastic, and I'm a big fan of him. But there just doesn't seem to be enough space for him. I mean, Big Show and Sheamus in the world title picture, Punk and Cena and Ryback in the WWE title picture. He's been relegated automatically to the mid card, feuding for the Intercontinental title, and it's a bit unfair on him. But I can understand the fact that Miz doesn't really have a slot to fit into anywhere right now. So a face turn might be what's best for him. You know, change of character. And he could still be a cool, confident guy, just not insult the fans. And the fans can get behind that. For example, at SummerSlam, he was sort of like getting crowd on his side and everything. And a lot of the wrestling fans that are more mature already like Miz because they can acknowledge that he's a great entertainer. So it could work, but what could happen is that Miz ends up screwing over Team Foley from within, because that was the plan all along, and he'd set up a plan with Paul Heyman or something like that. And Team Ziggler ends up winning. Not for Paul Heyman, Vicky Guerrero, sorry. But I wouldn't see what the point in that would be, really. I mean, they had the storyline with Miz winning the match for his team at WrestleMania, and then they didn't follow that through with anything. Miz didn't get any reward for it, so to speak. So I think it'd be cooler if Miz feuds with Ziggler. So Miz turns full face, feuds with Ziggler. Miz is the sole survivor on his team, wins the match for Team Foley, and then the victory for Team Foley just propels Mick Foley towards a WWE title shot against CM Punk. See, though, went round a little bit. Talked about the tag team match, but we're back on track talking about the WWE title picture now. And then Mick Foley just has a title shot against Punk at TLC, and that can be Punk's last title defense before he faces The Rock, which is presumably what's going to happen at Royal Rumble, and loses the title. Maybe Rock could come out after Mick Foley's and Punk's match at TLC, and that could be the start of the build-up towards the Royal Rumble, since, you know, Rock and Sock connection. But yeah, the point I was trying to make was tag team match made much more sense before, but now that's been sacrificed for this match, the WWE title match. Still, Punk should retain here, because I think a lot of people would be disappointed if he didn't make the year, and I honestly don't see Ryback facing The Rock at Royal Rumble. I mean, I'm a fan of Ryback. He's entertaining. He's fun to watch, but he's not the type of guy that can sell pay-per-views. Not the type of guy that can carry a brand or a company. You know, you can't rely on Ryback to sell pay-per-views. You have to have someone carry him, and Punk's that sort of person. So it's fine while he's feuding with Punk, but I wouldn't have Ryback win the WWE title, not just yet anyway. He's not ready for a world title. So I'd have Punk retain, but Ryback needs to stay strong and look credible. So I'm assuming that maybe Ryback hits shell shocked on Cena and Punk picks up the scrap. So Cena's the one pinned. Cena doesn't look particularly weak, because Punk just sort of, you know, scavenges what Ryback left. Ryback still looks strong. Punk retains the title, makes the year as WWE Champion, and looks like a coward in the process, getting him some heel heat. All makes sense. That's what I think is going to happen anyway. As for the match itself, I think it should be pretty good. If the match I had in WWE 13 is any indication to the quality of the actual match, then it should be pretty amazing. Expect to see classic triple threat WWE structure with 3 people fight at the beginning. Maybe Ryback and Cena team up on Punk since he's the heel, and then maybe Cena and Punk realize they need to work together to take out Ryback. But mostly 2 people will fight, another person will join in, one of them will get knocked out and spend about 5 minutes on the outside while the other 2 fight, and then one of them gets knocked out, and then the guy from the outside comes in, and it's basically a singles match where everyone takes turns in, you know, being part of the action. But they tend to pick up quite a lot towards the end of the match, so I'll look forward to that. As I said, my prediction is that Ryback hits shell-shocked, Punk hits Ryback in the head, knocking him out, quickly pins Cena, and retains the WWE title. No controversy, I don't think. Just a cheap way of winning. I don't know whether there's disqualifications or not, but I doubt that did go down that route anyway. So yeah, Punk retains here, and then faces Mick Foley, whose team I predict are going to win the tag team match at TLC, and maybe a TLC match. I think that'd be great. CM Punk versus Mick Foley in a TLC match for the WWE Championship. Maybe Punk can win that match and then sort of attack Foley after the match, and Rock can come out to save his old partner and can start building towards the Royal Rumble match. And you know, gives Punk more heel when he's gonna brag about being the having the 8th longest title reign in history and being champion for a year and stuff like that. Yeah, I guess that'll be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel. Check out all of my other videos. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. I will be doing more of these prediction videos for every pay-per-view. Depending on when you're watching this, the other parts of the Survivor Series predictions may or may not be up. But just stay tuned for more WWE 13 content in general. I've had the game for a while now and I've recorded quite a lot of footage, so there's a lot of stuff regarding WWE 13 that is going to be uploaded to my channel very soon. So subscribe for that, and I'm out. Peace.
Oh, and that kick bounced right off the skull. That kick almost took his head off. He's got him. Pumps it. Cena. John Cena is superhuman. Quickly into the cover with the title on the line. Controlling the waist. Oh, mama! He's heading back up. Not this. Man, that one rocked him. It's locked in. Will he tap out? Will he tap out to the Anaconda device? Just a dominating display. Yeah, I think we could see a lot of punishment inflicted here. Another short glide. Oh, here we go again. That's it. He's had enough. What's he gonna find? Hulk retains his championship.
This video is part of the Way movement, a career path in video sponsored by TGN. To learn more, visit tgn.tv.